All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. Salutations to all that I can push his word with true sincerity and with charity. As always, the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh. Ba'Hashem is in the name. Yahweh Shai is his son's name, the word he calls Jesus. And Rakakwadash is the Holy Spirit. And you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are the children of Israel according to the Holy Scriptures, as well as the speckled bird, the scattered Israelite foreigner, scattered amongst other nations, whose outer appearance may seem to be of those nations to whom you've been scattered to, but whose lineage, your line, through the line of your father, go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You are Israelites. And as always, we're the brothers from the Great Millstone branch here in Chicago.
The brother Yahweh, brother Batakallah.
I'm the brother Yediah, and we back with another lesson, touching in on the chariots, man. And the chariots, they're all throughout the scriptures known as the clouds, different, things that the scriptures describe them as. But, hey, those are going to be the vehicles of our salvation.
Well, it's described as a chariot. All right, the chariot was just a modern day, day of that time, a moving vehicle. It's described as a chariot, It's described as a cloud. It's really not either of those things. It's the chariot because the Lord riding in it, but it's not like some shit you seen in with some horses, some real horses shrouded to it. That was just a modern day moving vehicle of that time. What the white man call it today, aerial phenomenal, UAPs,
identified flying objects.
Yeah, they used to call it UFOs.
They did witchcraft. Because it was UFOs, but then they changed it to UAPs and all this BS,
We'll let you know that they actually understand that there's something up there that's different. Unidentified flying object. Now it's an identified flying object. Right. And that's because the truth is coming out.
Yep. You had in 2020, the government came out with a unclassified, whatever they call it, basically saying there's stuff up in the heavens, in the sky, that they just can't, that they say is otherworldly,
Yeah.
So
it's extraterrestrial.
Yeah. Even, personal testimonies of these fighter pilots and other military personnel that have actually encountered these things in the field, face to face,
They got a book in the interview with the dudes who made this book. It's called The Ringmakers of Saturn. And the man said he seen a UFO. He said he seen the chariot. He called it a UFO. He said, and he seen men in it. He said, how did they look? He said they were tall black men. He said they was black. He said dark. He said no, they was black. He said and they was about 9 feet tall. He seen the holy angels in the chariots and nobody believed him.
That's right.
But that book expensive as hell now. All right. So the so-called white man has always been privy to this, and that's why he got to put a spook on it. That's why he got to fucking make shit like South Park and Mars Attack, talking about some they gonna abduct you and anal probe you. That's folly, man. The Lord don't roll like that. But they actually understand that the chariots is the salvation of Israel. Hey, we used to always bring it out, especially the elder bro Uriah, the swing low sweet chariots.
That's right.
That's a real deal, man. That's really about the salvation of Israel. And it might sound far-fetched to you, but you got to understand, it'll sound far-fetched in the 1920s if you told a cracker he was going to walk in a restaurant and it's a white man paying for his daughter to be there with a black nigga.
Yeah.
That sound way far-fetched, just to think a nigga can even read.
That's right.
So, as time increases, the far-fetchedness increases, The truth, they say the truth is stranger than fiction.
Yeah.
So go ahead with that. Start at 1.
The 2 Kings chapter 2 and verse 1. And it came to pass when Yahweh would take up Elijah into heaven by a whirlwind, that Elijah went with Elisha from Gilgal. And Elijah said unto Elisha, tarry here, I pray thee, for Yahweh have sent me to Bethel. And Elisha said unto him, as Yahweh liveth, and as thy soul liveth, I will not leave thee. So they went down to Bethel. And the sons of the prophets that were at Bethel came forth to Elisha and said unto him, knowest thou that Yahweh will take away thy master from thy head today? And he said, yea, I know it. Hold ye your peace.
Yeah. So this was common knowledge. Like amongst the prophets knew Elijah was so cold. The prophets knew that he was going to be beamed up. He knew he wasn't even going to die. Go ahead.
It says, and Elijah said unto Elisha, tarry here, I pray thee, for Yahweh have sent me to Jericho. And he said, as Yahweh liveth, and as thy soul liveth, I will not leave thee. So they came to Jericho. And the sons of the prophets that were at Jericho came to Elisha and said unto him, knowest thou that Yahweh will take away thy master from thy head today? And he answered, yea, I know it, hold ye your peace. And Elijah said unto him, tarry, I pray ye here, for Yahweh have sent me to Jordan. And he said, as Yahweh liveth, and as thy soul liveth, I will not leave thee. And they two went on.
Jericho. You said Jordan.
Verse 6.
Oh, Salaki, I was at 4. Khan, I see it. Salaki, that's my fault.
Verse 7, it says, and 50 men of the sons of the prophets went and stood to view afar off, and they stood by Jordan. And Elijah took his mantle and wrapped it together and smote the waters, and they were divided hither and thither, so they went two over on dry ground.
So there you go. Now that's also something that sounds far-fetched.
That's right.
He took his mantle and he split the waters, man. You know, Moses parted the Red Sea. That sounds far-fetched, but these things really happen, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, he said he took his mantle. To go ahead, man.
It says, and it came to pass when they were going over that Elijah said unto Elisha, ask what I shall do for thee before I be taken away from thee. And Elisha said, I pray thee, let a double portion of thy spirit be upon me. And he said, thou hast asked a hard thing. Nevertheless, if thou see me when I am taken from thee, it shall be so unto thee. But if not, it shall not be so.
And he got that power, by the way. Go ahead.
That's right.
And it came to pass as they went on and talked, that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire.
Now, if you set a horse on fire, what's going to happen? This exactly. I'm gonna get to screaming. This wasn't talking about a horse, man, and it wasn't talking about no wood wheels.
Yeah.
This was talking about an extraterrestrial moving vehicle, man.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
It says, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder, and Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven.
So it beamed him up.
Right.
It really beamed him up. It appeared. All the prophets seen it. They watched it. He seen. Elisha seen it. Elisha seen it for sure. That's why he said, if you see it when I depart, you're gonna get that power. And when you read later in the story, it shows you an example of him getting that power. All right. But the point is that Elijah was beamed up from the earth by a chariot into the heavens, man.
That's right.
You got that 2 Kings, the 6th chapter?
Yes, sir. This is 2 Kings chapter 6 and verse 15. And when the servant of the man of Yahweh was risen early and gone forth, behold, an host compassed the city, both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, alas, my master, how shall we do? And he answered, fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them.
Now, this is the same Elisha that got the double portion of Elijah's spirit. All right, go ahead.
And Elisha prayed and said, Yahweh, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And Yahweh opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha.
So there you go. The mountain, he said the mountains was filled with horses and chariots of fire. Those were so-called spaceships, man. All right. Those were spaceships, man. Moving vehicles, extraterrestrial moving vehicles.
That's right.
Identified flying objects. This is the chariot of the Lord. Some are small, some big. You know, some you see them in the sky, you think it's a star, and it'll start changing colors right in front of you.
That's right.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It says, and when they came down to him, Elisha prayed unto Yahweh and said, smite this people, I pray thee, with blindness. And he smote them with blindness according to the word of Elisha.
Spiritual power. So he smote them with blindness. He asked the Lord, he said, make these motherfuckers blind. Woof. Elijah, he called down fire from heaven, man.
That's right.
And that really happened, man. And like I said, this sound far-fetched, but we was really in our power, man. Jake wasn't nothing to be fucked with, man. And especially the holy prophets who the Lord gave that power to. Hey, Yahweh Shai had spiritual powers, and he said, greater works than these shall you do.
That's right.
So you really got to look forward to this, and you really got to expect this, and you really can't let them demons are fuck with you, man. Like, man, you believe this shit? Yeah, I actually do.
Yeah.
Nigger.
Yeah, that's why these devils go so far out of their way to keep us disconnected from the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. With the food, with what they spray in the air, the water, all this filth that they push in the media. They do that to try to keep Jake separated from the Lord and keep Jake in a state of wickedness, so that in their mind they think things like what we just read is not going to happen. But it's a certain amount of men that the Lord has preserved that's not going to work on, man.
Hey, look, the fact that's perfect, too. I went into that earlier, going into the Judith. When they separated from their power, you can get them. Other than that, it's nothing you can really do to them.
Right.
It's nothing you can do to them at all. But see, like the Apostle El Tahar brought out years ago, Esau wants to kill that God gene. See, Esau actually know that this is real. And that's why he make up science fiction, all this weird shit, and make you look like, man, that couldn't be in the Bible. It is in the Bible. That's where he get it from.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You had the other one. You had the one in Acts.
Okay.
Go ahead. Bring that up.
This Acts chapter 1 and verse 9. Right here. This Acts chapter 1. And verse this Acts chapter 1 and verse 9, it says, and when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up. Speaking of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, it says, and a cloud received him out of their sight. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, 2 men stood by them in white apparel, which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahweh Shai, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye see him go into heaven. So the Lord, the holy chariots, the so-called UFOs, they came and beamed the Lord up, man. And the apostles was standing there and they witnessed the whole thing, Then the angels came and comforted them like, look, why are you looking up into the sky? Hey, Yahweh Shai is going to come back, the same way that he left. You see? And the scriptures, this Revelation 1 and verse 7, it says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so amen. You see? And that's what Esau Edom is seeing in the skies, man. That's why he pollute the airs and pollute the visible sky. Yep. It's because the signs of the times, man, the chariots, they just had a whole, like the last quarter of 2024, the last quarter of it, you had, what was it, New York or something? They was getting plagued by chariots. Esau tried to say it was drones and shit in the sky. But people was recording these things.
Well, why did Donald Trump want to make the Space Force?
Right.
Why do he want to make the Space Force if nothing out there?
Right.
Because prophecy has to be fulfilled.
That's right.
And that prophecy, matter of fact, go ahead, Yedai. I got something real quick.
That's perfect.
That prophecy has to be fulfilled. And hold on. Go ahead.
Right. You got a navy, for water. You got an enemy on the water. You got an army for, some enemies that's on the ground. But what was it, in like 2016? Trump, he came out with the Space Force, man. And the scriptures speak about the war that's in heaven.
I got it right now.
Oh.
This is Revelation 7. No, Salaki, this is Revelations 12 and 7. It says, there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels and prevailed not. Neither was there found place for them in heaven, anymore in heaven. So there you go. It said that Michael, it was a war in heaven with Michael and his angels and the dragon and his angels. And when you get into Revelations, you get into the scriptures, we know that's talking about Esau. It says the great dragon of old, which is called the serpent and the devil. He said it was a war in the heavens with Michael and his angels. That's the holy angels and the chariots of the Lord going against the United States Space Force and those other nations' Space Force. Get that 2 Ezra 13 and 6 real quick.
That's right. Hey, man, because this ain't no divine comedy bullshit, man. All right, we really talking about what's going to happen, not some fake, the devil got kicked out of heaven bullshit.
Myths and fables.
Yeah, and sure, hey, look, The Lord said, hey, you know how many niggas didn't believe when the Lord said that we was going to go to slavery in ships and go to another land? Do you know how many niggas thought that was far-fetched when they was talking about this nigga's crazy? Go ahead.
The second Esdras chapter 13 and verse 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
See? A war with Michael and his angels. All right? Go ahead.
But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it.
Now this is Yahweh Shai in the fathership. All right? Not the mothership. Go ahead.
It says, but I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not.
Because it was that big.
Go watch Independence Day.
Damn, I was going to watch it last night.
And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight.
Because the prophecy got to be fulfilled. Them niggas don't even want to fight, but the Lord going to make them. Because the scriptures say the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom. They got to really see this, man. Niggas don't believe till you really fuck them up. These people ain't going to believe till the Lord fuck them up. The Lord a black man? What? Fuck that. Yeah, all right. Go ahead.
And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire.
And that's coming out of the chariot. Go ahead.
And out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid.
Yeah, they got incinerated.
Yeah, a wind of fire swept they ass, a besom of destruction. Yeah.
This is real quick. That's enough. This is Isaiah. I'm gonna get to Isaiah. This is Isaiah 66 and verse 15. It says, behold, Yahweh will come with fire. That's that fire.
That's right.
And with his chariots. That's his chariots.
Them laser beam.
That's right.
Yep.
And with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. You see that? So he said fire with sword and with his chariots shall the Lord plead with all flesh, and that plea goes into judging. He's gonna judge you with his chariots, man. With the unidentified flying objects, with the APOs. You know, they don't make these movies like the brother has made a mention of Independence Day 1 and Independence Day 2. Them some good ass movies. Right. Now Esau spookified and got these big ass aliens with big heads and shit like that. And that's why when you read this to the Bible, the average nigger's mind click into that. That's what he fucking watching Alien versus Predator.
Book of Enoch.
Mars Attacks.
That bullshit, man.
Yeah, Mars Attacks, shit like that. That's what he thinks going on. South Park. They coming to anal probe you. You know, wild shit like that. But this is really what the Lord said is going to happen in the scriptures. Hey, the Lord put us in slave ships. That's going to happen. Hey, the Lord set us up under the basis of men. That happened. Hey, the Lord put our woman over us. That happened. Right. Everything the Lord said was going to happen has happened and is happening. Look at the MOTB coming. Look at what happened to just China. Right. China just pulled the fucking rug from under these people's feet and took all their money by force and went to digital currency. And that's happening here too. Why? Because the Holy Bible said it was going to happen. And the Holy Bible said all these things was going to happen. Go ahead, brother.
That's right. This Isaiah chapter 31 and verse 3, it says, now the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horse is flesh and not spirit. And the modern day Egyptian is Esau Edom. You see, and he just got carnal military might, but the Lord, he coming back with that spiritual power, man, on a whole nother level.
That's right.
It says, when Yahweh shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they shall all fall together. Hey, you ain't gonna be able to stand against the Lord, man. It says, for thus saith Yahweh, for thus have Yahweh spoken unto me, like as a lion and a young lion's roaring on his prey. When a multitude of shepherds is called forth against him, he will not be afraid of their voice, nor abase himself for the noise of them. So shall Yahweh of hosts come down to fight for Mount Zion and for the hill thereof. And the Lord is going to defend us, man. You see? It says, as birds flying, so will Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai of hosts, defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over it, he will preserve it. You see? And they had the, it was the Foot Locker commercial they had back like a few years back. You know, they actually had the chariots flipping through the city.
Firing niggas up, man.
Zapping niggas, you know, beaming people up. And they all of these pop cultural references, they all come from the scriptures, man.
That's right.
And every single day, the validity of the, not that we need it, because we believe it by faith, but the scriptures prove themselves to be a living document. Because everything goes back to them, man. You know?
It was Romans 3:3. That's what we got to say to
I brought that out earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to believe it, that's cool. Because guess what? Yahweh Shai, he ain't coming back for all you jakes, man. A lot of you jakes are going to get left here and you're going to die in your unbelief, man.
Mm-hmm.
They should. They didn't confess him before men. They didn't confess to him before the Father.
That's right.
They thought all this was a game. This is Isaiah 26 and verse 20. It says, come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers. This goes into the chariot. This is a physical vehicle. That's why, get that Revelation when it says, see a glass
Yeah, I
mirror.
already got it ready.
Perfect. Perfect. This is Isaiah 26 and 20. It says, come, my people, enter thou into the chambers and shut the doors about thee. That goes into going into a chariot. It said, hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed. So them getting zapped, we just read about in Isaiah 66 and 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. All right? That's coming. And this is how that's going to be the indignation, because it's going to be judgment and it's going to be salvation. It says, until the indignation be overpassed, for behold, Yahweh cometh out of his place. How did it say he was coming? To punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth shall also disclose her blood and shall no more cover her slain.
That's right.
Because the so-called white man has to pay. He has to pay with everything he did. That's why in Ezekiel said it was like a burning cloud. He said it was a wheel within the wheel.
Yep.
This is like you see some spinning, then it's one outside like this. Then he had the faces for the personalities. All right, the characteristics, that's what I mean. All right, this ain't a joke. Go ahead with that Revelations, brother.
This Revelation 15:1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of Yahweh. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of Yahweh.
So that's the salvation right there. That's the salvation right there. All right? And we know that America is that sea of glass, man.
The chariot.
Exactly. Go ahead.
The chariot, that sea of glass. Because the only way out of the destruction that's coming is the chariot. We got to go up, man. The Lord is finna nuke America. You know, Israel get bombed. You know, plus any other place the Lord, you know, gonna put that fire on. It's gonna be a absolute hell on earth. Yeah. So, you got the only way out of this destruction that's coming is up. This you got something, Murph?
No, I wanted to say the sea of glass is us looking down at that destruction from the chariots. You're going to see it through the window. That's how it's going to look when the Lord zaps it. But go ahead.
And this Revelation 11 and verse 12, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying, come up, saying unto them, come up hither, And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. You see it?
Lord. That's so mighty, bro.
Yep. It says, in the same hour was there a great earthquake, and a 10th part of the city fell. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the God of heaven.
Hell yeah.
So, hey, man, hey, we look forward to seeing those chariots, man, and being delivered by them, man. Because, hey, this place is going to get destroyed, man.
That's right.
You know? Scriptures say we're going to meet the Lord in the clouds, man.
That's it, man.
So, Lord, this was a edifying, uplifting, comforting lesson called Halayim La, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. Salutations to all the I can push his word with true charity with charity. Shalom, Barakathon, wa Kwam Yashrala, wa Baba Ba. Shalom.
Shalom.